The mist settled gently over the silent valley, a soft, cotton-like blanket that muffled the sounds of the distant world. It was here, in the secluded heart of the Jade Hills, that a young artisan named Alexia made her home. Her cottage was small, nestled beneath the towering ancient pines, and its only window faced east, greeting the subtle sunrise each morning. Alexia was a master of carving, her hands shaping hard, unforgiving wood into objects of delicate beauty. Yet, for all the perfection she sought in her work, a deep, pervasive anxiety had begun to take root in her own heart. She felt a profound disconnect, a constant feeling that the self she presented to the world was merely a cleverly constructed facade. She lived in a constant state of comparison, measuring her worth not by the quality of her unique craftsmanship, but by the perceived grandeur of others. Alexia's internal struggle manifested most clearly in the pieces she never finished. She would begin a sculpture with fervor, her vision clear, only to stop abruptly, convinced that her original idea was flawed, too simple, or simply not good enough. Her workshop floor was a graveyard of unfinished beauty, a half-carved bird with an unsmoothed wing, a wooden vessel with an asymmetrical curve, each one a silent testament to her emotional restlessness. She yearned for authentic inner peace, but chased fleeting external validation instead. One afternoon, while reviewing a competitor's flawless, ornate work, a wave of familiar shame washed over her. "My work lacks depth," she whispered to herself. "My true self is too plain, too flawed." This persistent voice of self-doubt was her constant companion, whispering of inadequacy and driving her further away from genuine contentment. She felt like a river diverted, no longer following its true, natural course. Desperate for a change in perspective, Alexia decided to visit the only true mentor she knew, an old woman named Lyra, known simply as the Listener, who lived near the Whispering Mountain Peaks. Lyra was not known for advice, but for silence and simple, profound tasks. Alexia presented her struggle. Lyra listened, her eyes reflecting the calm of a still lake. Finally, Lyra presented Alexia with a small, perfectly polished disc of obsidian. "This is your new tool," Lyra said, her voice soft and compassionate. "It is not meant for wood. It is the mirror of absolute truth. It will only show you what you see. Take it and simply look at yourself in the dark. Bring it back when you know the meaning of self-acceptance." Alexia returned to her cabin, confused. The obsidian was not like the silvered looking-glass she was accustomed to. It was utterly dark, reflecting no image in the light. That night, Alexia held the obsidian mirror in her hands. She lit a single flickering lamp and stared into the polished surface. Initially, she saw nothing but the void. Frustrated, she moved closer, peering intently, searching for the flaws she expected to find. The darkness of the obsidian seemed to absorb the lamplight, and then, slowly, a faint, almost ethereal image began to emerge. It was not a perfect, detailed reflection, but an outliner, shimmering impression of her form, defined by the ambient light around her. She realized the mirror wasn't meant to reflect a surface image. It was a metaphor. The only thing preventing her from seeing her authentic self was the harsh, judging light of her own external expectations. True sight and true self-reflection required the absence of the blinding need for approval. The obsidian only revealed her when she ceased trying to force a perfect image. The true lesson was a revelation of discovery. The flaws she was running from were, in fact, the unique contours of her inner strength and character. Alexia took the obsidian back to Lyra. "The mirror doesn't lie," Alexia stated, a deep understanding washing over her. It told me that the light I needed was not in the reflection, but in the lamp I held myself. My worth is not reflected in the opinions of others, but in the simple, honest act of being myself. Lyra smiled. Alexia returned home and went straight to the half-carved bird. She picked up her tools and, without seeking perfection, began to finish the wing, embracing the subtle asymmetry that made the piece truly her own. She began to carve in silence, listening to her intuition rather than the critical voices of comparison. Her hands moved with a newfound flow state, creating pieces that were honest, heartfelt, and ultimately far more beautiful. The emotional peace she had been searching for was found not by polishing away her imperfections, but by accepting and integrating them into the whole of who she was. The story of Alexia reminds us that the quest for self-acceptance is not about finding a flawless reflection, but about embracing the unique light within us all. Your true self, like Alexia's craftsmanship, is valuable not for its perfect symmetry, but for its honest, unique form. Stop judging the carving before the work is complete, and allow your authentic self to simply be. This is the ultimate path to mindfulness. If you liked this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us here at the Unscripted You. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.